Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about the fate of House Greyjoy, about the fates of Theon, Yara and Euron, supported with leaked photos, official teasers and the official trailer. The House Greyjoy had been in an open rebellion against the Iron Throne since the War of the Five Kings, during which it sought independence for the Iron Islands once more. However, following the death of King Balon Greyjoy and the election of his brother Euron as the new king of the Iron Islands, House Greyjoy was divided between Euron and his followers, and Balon's surviving children Yara and Theon and their followers. Yara's faction, which had aligned with House Targaryen, was defeated by Euron, who has aligned himself with House Lannister upon the beginning of Dany Targaryen's invasion of Westeros. At the end of Season 7, Yara is still held captive by Euron, who is sailing to Essos to bring the Golden Company to King's Landing, and Theon is on his mission to save his sister and get her back. Even though some of you might not have caught it, the official trailer showed us Euron as well as Theon Greyjoy. We saw a glimpse of Euron Greyjoy along with Harry Strickland, the leader of the Golden Company in the Great Hall of the Red Keep in King's Landing. In-depth analysis also revealed two different sets of Greyjoy fleets with different Kraken painted sails, one belonging to Euron, on which Yara and Euron are, and the other fleet belonging to Yara, on which is Theon, trying to catch up to Euron and save his sister. There are a few subtle differences between Yara's Iron Fleet and Euron's Iron Fleet. House Greyjoy's sigil is traditionally a golden kraken on a black field, a sigil Yara's fleet uses. Euron Greyjoy has his own personal sigil in the books, and Season 7 of the TV show introduced a simplified version. In the books, it's a red eye with a black pupil, which is surmounted by a black crown being held aloft by two black crows. This is a wordplay on his nickname, Crow's Eye. The Season 7 of the TV show also introduced a personal sigil for Euron, but because he's not missing an eye in the TV version and is never called Crow's Eye, the crow element was removed, and just combined with the regular Greyjoy heraldry. As a result, Euron's personal sigil in the TV version is a gold kraken on a black field, with the third eye inscribed onto the head of the kraken. So basically, the only official difference between Yara's and Euron's fleets is that Euron's has a third red eye inscribed onto the head of the kraken. I also found one more difference, and it's in the fact that the shape of the sails are different as well. Yara favors square rigs, while Euron, outside his own terrifying galley, Silence, prefers support ships that employ triangular fore and aft rigging. The Silence, Euron's longship, returning to Westeros alongside the rest of Euron's fleet in the background, loaded with a division of the Golden Company and their commander Harry Strickland. The trailer also provided one more shot of Greyjoy fleet, and since it contains square rigs type of sails, and more importantly, since there is no red eye on the Kraken, we can tell for a fact that it's Yara's fleet, commanded by Theon Greyjoy. In the Season 7 finale, Theon finally gained the respect of the Ironborn and rallied Yara's remaining supporters to rescue Yara, and here they are in Season 8 searching for Euron's fleet. Many fans were worried that Yara might actually get killed early on in the season, due to her absence from the official posters and Season 8 promotional photos. An actress who plays Yara debunked these rumors by tweeting out this to her fans: "You're kind to worry, but fear not. Having a baby and filming schedule clashes meant I could not make the photoshoots." She then went on to confirm her appearance in the final season, adding, "I'm gutted not to be on them. Can't wait for you to see the final season. I can't wait to see it." Theon and Yara will reunite early on in the season. We know that actors Alfie Allen and Gemma Vellen were filming on the set in Banbridge, with a group of actors playing Ironborn soldiers. Pylos Beg, who plays Euron, was nowhere to be seen. In my opinion, Theon will be saving Yara while Euron is having a meeting with Cersei and Harry. The thing I'm most curious about is, did Euron maybe do something to Yara in the meantime, and what? We know that Euron loves to rip the tongues to his crew and his prisoners all the same. Euron is the captain of the ship Silence, crewed entirely by mutes. To keep them revealing from many of his secrets, Euron personally ripped the tongues out of each of their mouths. In the books, Euron does the same thing to several captured holy men of other religions, like the Faith of the Seven and Red Priests. He has them tortured with their tongues or other body parts ripped out. Euron also orders his crew to tie his younger brother Aaron and his salt wife Phalia to the prow of the Silence, prior to the battle with the Red Wine Fleet. Phalia is shown to be naked, and Aaron realizes that Euron has ripped out her tongue. Euron's torture methods in the books seem to be the same on the show as well. Will Yara lose her tongue, or will Theon find her naked tied to the prow of the Silence, are just some of the possibilities. However, I do believe that Theon will save Yara and get her back, and the two will then sail north to help Jon Snow and Dany defend Winterfell. The leaked photos already prove that the Greyjoys will be part of this epic battle against the Night King, with these up-close shots of Greyjoy lifeless bodies being on Winterfell's set during the filming of that battle. So we know Theon and Yara will reunite, and they will most likely then go to Winterfell and help the Starks and Targaryens defend it. As for Euron, he'll arrive at King's Landing with the Golden Company in the Season 8 premiere. He'll then have a meeting with Cersei and he'll probably demand a wedding. As it's been confirmed by the official teasers, Euron will blackmail Cersei into getting what he wants, a marriage, and he will therefore become the king. Here's the shot of Cersei Lannister, and what Lena Headey, who plays Cersei, has to say is more than interesting. Lena says, as usual with Cersei, she's trapped in a web of her own making. What's the nature of this web? Lena Headey did not give any details, of course, but looking on Euron's photo and what he's got to say about his Season 8 pets, it's more than obvious that Lena is talking about Cersei getting trapped in Euron's hands, after she so foolishly let Euron make a contract with the Golden Company, and making him so powerful overall. Pilo as Bake, Euron said this: Euron wants to become the king of the Seven Kingdoms, yet he is also blackmailing Cersei. Euron is blackmailing Cersei with the Golden Company and his Iron Fleet. Cersei's got to marry Euron, or he will leave with his fleet and turn the Golden Company against her, as it might be Cersei who paid them, but it's Euron who made the deal with them, and it's Euron whose name is on the contract. That's why Cersei is trapped in a web of her own making, and that's how Euron is blackmailing her. Regarding the endgame of the Greyjoys, I definitely expect for Euron to be killed by the hand of Cersei Lannister, after she is done with him and after she has used him, although he will use her as well without a doubt, and will probably be once again made to root for Cersei, just like we were rooting for her against the High Septon. Euron will blackmail her into doing so many things for him and with him, but at the end when she no longer needs him, Cersei will kill him. Regarding Theon and Yara, I definitely do not see both of them surviving. One will die and one will live. I'm pretty sure Theon will die by either saving Yara or one of the Starks. Theon's whole story thus far is going on a route to redemption. Theon has finally come to terms of growing up with both Stark and Greyjoy traits. He wants to save his sister and he will. The only redemption Theon will have yet to fulfill is for all the crimes he's done against the Starks, and by doing that I think he will die, or more detail, he'll sacrifice his life to save one of the Starks. With Euron and Theon dead, Yara is the only Greyjoy left, and she will be the first ever queen of the Iron Islands. Does that mean House Greyjoy will not see more than a couple of decades in the future? Does that mean House Greyjoy dies with Theon, Euron and Yara? No, because I think Theon might have a secret heir. In the second episode of the second season, aboard the Miraham, a ship taking him to Pike on Robb Stark's orders, Theon paid a visit to the captain's cabin, which he is taken for his own. There he meets the captain's daughter, who waits him in his bed naked. After a bit of small talk, she helps Theon to unlace his breeches, and tells him that he'll be a king one day. Having an intercourse with her, which, keeping in mind, is his last he's ever had or he will ever have, most probably resulted with the captain's daughter being pregnant with Theon's child. In that very same scene, Theon also happens to explain her the Ironborn tradition of taking salt wives, whereupon she begged him to take her as one. Children born to salt wives are not considered bastards, but they do rank behind children of a Lord's Rock wife, an Ironman's true spouse, in the line of succession, which in this case is not important, since Theon is no longer capable of producing a child. In A Song of Ice and Fire, a series of epic fantasy novels on which Game of Thrones is based, there's even more clues that are leading towards the conclusion that the captain's daughter truly got pregnant with Theon's child. Theon tells her that her father should be pleased and not angry, since there's a high possibility she's with a child, and it's not every man who has the honor of raising a king's bastard. Perhaps this was a bit too obvious foreshadow and clue to be included in the show. Later in the books, it's also been highlighted how Theon is confident that he got Captain's daughter pregnant. There's one more clue that goes in favor to this theory of mine, and it's from George R. R. Martin's other book, The World of Ice and Fire, The Untold History of Westeros and the Game of Thrones. In that book, we learned that House Greyjoy had to be continued at least once through the Salt Sons of Salt Wives, as there's written that Dalton Greyjoy, also known as the Red Kraken, had never taken a rock wife, true spouse, but had lots of salt wives, and therefore his closest heirs were his salt sons. If we stop for a moment to think about it, this could be one of many foreshadows and clues that Theon actually has a salt son, an heir that'll be introduced in the show once Euron is defeated, Theon killed and Yara crowned. House Greyjoy will not go extinct, but will rather continue through Theon's salt son. Otherwise, I would not see the point of all those clues in both the books and the show regarding the captain's daughter's pregnancy. There would not either be a point in George R. R. Martin's introduction with different approach to marriage and inheritance surrounding the Ironborn, if the history will not repeat itself once again and House Greyjoy will not be continued through Theon's salt son. In conclusion, the Greyjoys will continue to play their important role in the final season, with Theon successfully saving Yara from their uncle Euron, and then helping the Starks defend Winterfell. Euron, on the other hand, will play a huge role in the south by bringing the Golden Company to Westeros, blackmailing Cersei, marrying the queen and becoming what he always wanted to be, the king of the Seven Kingdoms. Their endgames are still not certain, but in my opinion Euron will get killed by Cersei after he is no longer needed. Theon will sacrifice his life by saving the Starks. Yara will end up the Queen of the Iron Islands, and House Greyjoy will continue through Theon's secret son. Please let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section down below. What do you think Greyjoys will do in Season 8, and which Greyjoys do you think will survive? And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.